All right. Good afternoon, Jay. How are you?
I'm good, Sam. How about you?
I am doing great. I've got your resume here in front of me, and you've applied to a logistics dispatch coordinator style role, and you have got some really fantastic experience from your time working with the theme parks. Tell me a little bit about your background and your career and how you ended up working in the logistics side.
I I stumbled into Busch Gardens. I was a scare actor at first, and that was another random day of me just walking in with a friend to support them, and then I got that job. And then I became a technician. It was a seasonal technician, just what it's called. It's what's called a push crew, where essentially you just get rid of the event that's currently in, and they use you to put up the other one. But you're not. It's not full time, and you could be let go a month or two or three. And I ended up doing good enough, and I stayed in, and I got full time within the same year. And then they actually created the warehouse tech trainer position, the one that I held for a few years there. And yeah, that's all that got started. Yeah.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about that particular role because I know that there was a lot of coordination with changing out, scenery, changing out different things that would have to come from the warehouse and get from point A to point B. Tell me about your processes there.
Oh, so the processes are quite complex because with Busch Gardens Tampa, every month there's an event going on or there's one being worked on. So I would have a team of mostly two people, and that's including me and another guy of mine. And sometimes, depending on the season, I would get additional three people. So what happens is, for example, in January, that's around the time that Christmas Town is being struck out of the park, and at the same time, I'm also getting parts out for Food and Wine, and also for any kind of sub event. So sometimes we have corporate events. So we need certain dresses, we need certain chairs. We have to go and dress up a mobile mini, get that ready for corporate meetings. And at the same time, I have to organize the warehouse because Christmas Town is coming in. So I'm striking that too, 5 days a week. And we're starting about 9 a.m. and I'm staying till about 7 p.m. every day to get that done. So when I did have enough people to disperse, teams would be in the park picking up things. There have to be a team at the warehouse to put them on the shelf. And I created what's called, well, it's not called, I didn't make it, sorry. It's Trello. And I had the whole warehouse mapped out. So this was a 150,000 square foot warehouse. And I had it
Wow.
all mapped out, even from to paint cans to big floats that were being used in the hollow screen. So that was the scope of the product that we held there. And also at the same time, but bi-monthly, we would probably get some extra things that other parks couldn't store. Like I said, we were the biggest warehouse in the whole company. So I began shipments in from San Diego, from Texas to Williamsburg. There was actually a month where I had to put up a whole scare house and ship it over to the Williamsburg Park because they were going to take over that event. And that was a particularly challenging time because I was probably 2 months after I became the warehouse tech trainer. I never took on anything that big, and they just put it on my plate, and they let me know they I had their they have my support. I have their support, and whatever I need to tell them is like I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm gonna figure this out step by step. And I just got pretty basic with it. It's like, okay, I want to treat this stuff like it was my own stuff. So this is very important, and it costs millions of dollars. So I'm going to make sure everything is wrapped, make sure everything is strapped down correctly. I'm going to have to order a certain type of crates, then ship them in. So I had to look that up about what's acceptable to cross state lines. Then I had to think about the truck's going to have to get weighed because this is definitely going to be a very heavy load. Maybe we need 3 trucks instead. I can't ship this in one. I don't want us to spend money on a big rig, essentially, which is pretty much a 3 trailer carrier truck. I want to split them up because they probably can handle all of the pieces coming at once, which I was correct about. Then I called and worked out with Williamsburg as well. So yeah, that is a nutshell of what I did, as well as training people on all of the industrial vehicles. So that can be from a forklift to a telehandler to an aerial lift, which is what you see if people are working on the light poles, or if you see people are boomed up to the buildings and they're painting, they're changing windows. That's what I would train people on as well. So I was driver number one, I was trainer number one, and I had not, I didn't have a high labor. So every 6 months or so, like I said, I would probably get seasonals who would come in to help. There are probably like 3 people. My partner Dennis had a second full-time job, so he'd leave around 2 o'clock. So some days it would just be me, or be me and the trainee. So in the morning, we're starting out, we're inspecting all the vehicles, forklift, box truck, flatbed, whatever we have on property gets inspected. That's even the pickup truck that's in the park, because the warehouse and the park were 2 miles away. So it
Amazing.
was, yeah.
All right, fantastic. All right, Jay, I'm going to go ahead and stop recording. I think that gives me a really good scope of that position that you were doing, and it sounds like some really relevant and fantastic experience. So I'll go and stop recording and chat with you a little bit more.
Yeah.